Well, hello once again. Really nice to be able to speak to you again. Sorry about the dearth of videos, but I'm getting an old fart now and basically can't run around like I used to. Anyway, what's going on in Corfu? Let's have a think. Basically, if you came last year, you will have noticed we have a massive problem with the rubbish and garbage collections. I'm happy to report that that's all cleared up now, and all the rubbish and garbage has been removed, and Corfu is just as nice as it used to be. So that's one big problem out the way. Prices, oh my god. Well, food seems to have gone up quite a bit, about 10% I'd say from last year. Maybe due to the austerity measures we're having over here. So instead of going around the supermarkets and being kicked out with my camera like I usually do, I've cheated, sorry. We all know Lidl's, don't we? The supermarket Lidl's. I went down there to the Corfu one, swiped their catalogue of deals, and I've been photographing that, and that's what I'll be showing you. I know the descriptions of the items are in Greek, but I'm sure you can see if it's a picture of yogurt, you know it's yogurt, don't you? And so on. And that gives you a fairly good idea of prices currently here in Corfu for food. As far as measures and drinks go in tavernas and food, you can still get a damn good meal for, on average, with drinks, €20 a head. In fact, if you go to Oscar's, they do a massive plate of fish and chips on most nights, but we go on Fridays, for about €8 or €9, and it's massive. And bear in mind, it's euros, not pounds. And it's nice fish, cooked beautifully. So that's that. If you want shorts, whiskey, vodka, stuff like that, I'm happy to say it's still a shaky hand measure. There's no optics here in Corfu. When they introduce them, I'll probably shoot myself. But an average measure over here is at the very least 2 and usually 3 times the size of a measure in the UK. This year, you probably shop around, but in Oscars it's going to be about €5 for a short. And that's with a shaky hand. And normally if you have, say, vodka and orange, the orange is poured in to the glass anyway, and you don't get a small glass of, or a small bottle of orange which you're charged for separately like you do in the UK. So the prices are still quite good, although they've gone up a little bit. With beer for about a pint, 500 whatever, half a litre, yeah, about a pint, you're talking on average €3, €3.50 for the big one. My recommendation is always buy a big beer, not a small beer. For some reason I find small bottles of beer, 300 gram, are fairly expensive compared to the price of a big one. So there you go. You can always have a large beer and 2 glasses, you know, nobody objects to that. And another little thing, if you've never been to Corfu before, you don't pay as you go like you do in England. Normally you get your drinks and you go and pay when you leave. In other words, you run a small tab. That's quite normal here, and it's the way to do it. I'm pleased to say. Now, on a personal note, because I've not seen you for so long, I just want to give you a couple of experiences I've had. First of all, my neighbours across the road, who I've been asking them to trim their olive trees for the last 10 years, have at last done so. And I've got a magnificent view back again, which I used to have when I bought this house. Have a look at this view. Good, isn't it? Right, that's that. Now also, you've all heard about a company called Direct Specs. Well, they've totally peed me off. I'm telling you, they are the most incompetent, disgusting company I've ever dealt with. 3 different opticians wrote to me asking for different things. Not one, they seemed to pass it round the shop. And then emails from 3 different women, and each time they was all asking for the same thing that the previous opticians had asked for from Direct Specs. And then they send the glasses to me in an English address and muck up the address. Wasn't what I was going to say, but they muck up the address and they don't get delivered. So what do Direct Specs say? They tell me to come over from Corfu and go around the sorting offices to see if I can find them. Cheeky gits. Personally, they're not worth a toss. I wouldn't deal with them. Never again. And that's all that. Basically, everything's good here. And I'm really pleased that the weather's nice. Here we are. What are we now? Coming up for the end of March. My birthday next week, 77. Would you believe it? And look at the weather. It must be about 70 degrees today. Disgusting. Oh yes, and I want to tell you again about my house in Bulgaria that's for sale. Now I've had lots and lots and lots of inquiries from people based on the video I made. But I want to impress upon those interested that I'm selling land with a house on it that's old and needs renovation, not a house with land. The property does need a lot of work, and you've got to take that into account. Best price I've been offered so far is about 6,500, 6,800, something like that. I'm open to all offers, but do watch the video. Somewhere I'll put the link on. It's on YouTube and it's called Cheap House for Renovation in Bulgaria, something like that. So there we are. As I said, great pleasure to see you all again. I'll speak to you all again, and I hope to get another video out soon. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching and thank you for following me. Cheers. Bye. Cheers.